Kia ora homa. On today's video we're going to be making peg wrestlers. So if that seems like your sort of thing, stick around and I'll see you in the video. So welcome to today's episode, guys, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making peg wrestlers. Now over the next few weeks or so we're going to be making lots and lots of variants on action figures or toys based around pegs. So the first one that we did was the peg robot, and these peg robots I made out of dowel, but you could use the old-fashioned clothes peg. I picked up one whole packet, and I think in the packet there was about six or seven. Let me just double check. Sorry, no, 8. Even better, 8. So there's 8 of these in a packet, and you could use these to make peg robots. And I'll put a card to that up here. So this is the original, and then this is a new improved version. Doesn't look as cool, but old Bruno here, he makes perfect flips every time. But today, what we're going to focus on is making peg wrestlers. So in order to make peg wrestlers, you need at least 2 of them. You could buy a whole packet of pegs and make as many as you want and battle each other with them, because you can fight each other with them. And I'll show you how at the end. But you do need a packet of these pegs, because these work the best. You could use dowel, but I reckon the pegs look the best because you've got the slit and they're already they're ground, so they've got the nice head shape. And you need 2 so they can fight each other, like I said, but you're also going to need a rubber band, and I'll explain a little bit about that in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to, if I show you the 2 pegs, you can leave these bits on, but if you want the peg to be able to stand up and just sit on your shelf or something like that, or stack them away somewhere, you need to cut the end off. So this is when you might need to get a parent and just get a saw or a hacksaw, something that's going to be able to cut through this wood and just chop the end off. I'm pretty sure it's balsa. It might even be pine, but it's a really soft wood. It's not like super hard wood to get through. So that's the first thing you're going to need to do. You want to try and make sure that you get it nice and flat too, so you might have to do a little bit of sanding. So I'm just going to quickly cut the feet off this, and then I'll come back, because after that it gets nice and easy. See you soon. So back, and I've chopped the little pointy part off my peg. They're about the same size. This one's slightly taller, but if you think about it in a real world scenario, if these were both real wrestlers, the wrestlers are of different heights and different weights, especially if you're talking about professional wrestling. There is a huge variance in the weight class of professional wrestling, and this is what these are meant to be, like professional wrestlers, not Olympic wrestlers. But you could design yours to look like Olympic wrestlers, but for mine, I'm going for the pro look. So here we've got my luchador. I'll give him a name a little bit later and tell you what it is. And then this one, I'm going to probably base this a little bit on Hulk Hogan. And for the dads that are watching out there, I'm the generation of the 80s and 90s, so I grew up with Hulk Hogan. I'm undecided. It's either Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior. But anyway, what we're going to do next is we're going to design and colour in our peg to make him look like a wrestler. So stick around, and I'll put it onto time lapse to speed the whole process up. Keep watching. So I'm back, and I've got my 2 pegs, and I've given them good names. So I've got the Ultimate Peg here. So if you're familiar with the Ultimate Warrior from the 80s, that's the Ultimate Peg with wool hairdo. And El Clavija, which Clavija means peg. So he's a luchador, so he's the peg. Highly original names. So now what you're going to need is a rubber band. Now the rubber band is the essential part that makes them wrestle each other. It's always best to have a really wide rubber band. I had a massive search and I was sure I did have one, but I can't find it for some reason or another. But if you've only got one of these would work. And if you've got thinner ones, you could use two. The trick is if you've got like a small one, like a skinny one like this, what you want to do is shorten the rubber band a little bit. So it takes a little bit of fiddling around with to figure out what's a good length, but roughly about that long, round I should say. And then what you want to do is you want to put both your pegs inside the rubber band, and it's really simple. And you just twist them up, and you just twist them up till they're really tight, because the whole process of them wrestling each other is them unwinding. And what you'll find is they'll frantically fight each other for a second. So if I just give you an example holding them up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the ground in a second. They go like that and fight each other on the ground. So what you do is you wind them up really tight, and then you'd stand them on your table or on your desk or on the floor, and then you'll pull them apart and let them smash into each other, and then they'll fight each other for a second, and then whatever one is on the top wins. Now you could play best out of 3, you could play whoever pins first, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they won't pin each other, so you just keep going until someone gets pinned, just like in normal wrestling. So stand by, I'm going to show you what they look like when they actually wrestle each other. Ladies and gentlemen, in the green tights, I give you the ultimate peg! And fighting in the blue mask and red tights, I give you El Cavija. Let's get ready to rumble! So hopefully you like that activity. Like I said earlier in the video, you can make a whole bunch of them and wrestle each other and go for like some kind of peg heavyweight belt championship of the world or something like that. Or you could make a whole bunch of them with your friends, buy a packet between each other and make a whole bunch of them and then get them to wrestle each other. Really fun activity. You can see like how much fun I had decorating, or creating the characters for mine. Now, just as an added thing too, before I let you go, don't add arms on them like what we've done with our peg-robats. The point of this with the peg-robats is the arms help the momentum and make them land their flips. If you were to put arms on your peg wrestlers, they're going to get stuck and keep falling on the ground and not be able to move around as easily. So it's better to have them with no arms. I know it seems a bit silly, but that's just the way it is. That's the best way that it works. Anyway, for now, hopefully you liked that video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to share it with a friend because you want them to make one too, and you want to start a peg wrestling league, definitely share it with them. But for now, ka kite anō. I'll see you next time on Mr. Ashley's Place. And like I said, we'll be looking at some more things we can do with pegs.